What's up, guys? Welcome back to All Gains Mindset, where we get you on the grind and improve your mind. So we're going to go into this article that we found from Twitter, unfortunately, and we're going to dissect what's really going on with mental health and wearing masks and going into the fear and conditioning. Let's go right now. Alright, so we come across this article and we thought it'd be pretty good to go into it, see what's going on, and maybe talk about a little bit of mental health, conditioning, and how social anxiety is becoming a problem in today's society a little bit more than it ever was.
The article is actually from the Wall Street Journal, so we pulled it up, and the headline is, "When Wearing a Mask Covers Up a Social Anxiety Problem." And I think this is actually pretty true, because a lot of people, when everything first started, masks, like, everyone was trying to wear the mask, everyone was mandating the masks and stuff, and for medical reasons, like, that's perfectly fine, right? Because you got the, they got the coronavirus everywhere, and everyone's with the fear. But then once all this stuff started diving down, and it's not like as big of a problem as it was, people still want to wear the mask, and that's perfectly okay if you want to wear the mask, right? But you also got to think about it in this sense, and this is what we're trying to get to. If you're wearing the mask because you believe that you're being safe from COVID, that's one thing, but you want to believe that. But some people, and I know a lot of people actually think about this way. People wear the mask because they want to cover up their face. They don't want people to look at them. They don't want people to see what they look like. They have some sort of social anxieties, and that's from the rise of technology and all these other things where they don't actually talk to people and they don't know how to actually interact with human beings. They want to cover themselves up, and they used COVID-19 and the mask stuff to give them that opportunity to be able to conceal themselves.
Yeah, very well said. It's also important to note, I have noticed, especially like different places I go, different people I talk to, people who are not wearing the mask anymore in places that mandate it because they want to and because they're afraid of their health. They're doing it because they're forced to comply with the rules of the regulations of their industry or whatever they work for. So remember that some people still think of it as like a health issue, and some people are very paranoid and they're scared and they're feared because they've sort of been conditioned over the last 2 years to feel that way. But there's many, I would say most of the people that still have to wear them, even though they may wear them correctly over their nose. Many do not, which, by the way, that's how you know it's not completely about health anymore, because most people don't even wear it correctly anymore. If you go into a store, a convenience store, you'll notice that a lot of the employees are not even wearing it correctly, usually, especially even if they're at the register. Many don't even wear it correctly anymore, which was the main issue. Like in the beginning of all this, people would say, well, he's not even wearing it correctly, so it doesn't count. It's true. If you're not even wearing it over your nose, what's the point anyway? Most companies, even management themselves, overlook this fact, and I've seen this myself. They will see their employees not wearing it correctly, and they just leave them alone because, first of all, they don't want to start a fight, and they don't want to lose their employee, and they don't want to make him angry. At the same time, they know it's not because they even care about this health issue anymore. They're doing it just because they're trying to follow rules. Some people are going to rebel against those rules, some will not. And they'll do it in their own way. I think it is sort of a form to rebel just by not wearing it correctly, because if you're not going to wear it correctly, what's the point of wearing it at all? So there's sort of a fear of breaking the law as well. There's rules that's mandated. It's supposed to be for health, but is it really for health anymore if you're not even going to wear it correctly? Most management doesn't even care or realize. That's my argument for that, but that could be your own separate opinion. Just my opinion. Don't worry about it. It's all good. I know I can get a lot of hate speech for it. Whatever, fine. But
we'd like to actually have a conversation about this in the comments below. If you actually have an opinion about what we're talking about here, please don't be afraid to leave a comment and let us know what you think.
We will not delete your comment. We will not cancel you.
We do not delete comments. We do not. And we actually try to give good conversation and good feedback on what people say in the comments below. So definitely, this is definitely a controversial type of topic, but we want to have a conversation about it, and that's why we're making this video, and we want to have you guys respond in the comments, and we will respond as well. But yes, like, the whole situation here is there's a group of people that say, oh, I'm doing it because specifically medical reasons. I might have a family member that if I bring COVID-19 home, they're going to get sick and die, or they have for a specific medical reason. There's people who just want to comply and say, yes sir, yes ma'am, I will do this because you told me to. Then there are the people that wear it because they are afraid of themselves, and they're afraid of their mental health is consuming them in a state where they don't want people to look at them, they don't want people to see them, they don't want to interact with anybody. They're the people that usually stay at home and do nothing all day except for being on the computer or on the internet doing whatever, interacting online, and that's where they make all their interactions. And when they have to go out, they hate going out for people to see them, and they just want to be concealed, and they're using this to their advantage. And then there's people that don't want to just wear the mask at all, which is perfectly cool. I'm cool with that. I don't mind not wearing a mask. That's just extra effort for me.
I don't want to pay tax.
When you start worrying about what other people do, that's when you lose yourself, because you automatically are putting someone else's thoughts and opinions before your own. You're putting someone else's life and what they do in front of what you're doing. That's what most people tend to do. They want to get out of their own head, so they try to go into someone else's, and that is a wrong way of thinking. Put yourself first at all times, and then you can worry about what other people do. But by constantly trying to judge what others do with whatever they want, that's where you lose. That is where you go wrong. That's where you lose yourself a little bit. Always want to be focused at the problem at hand, which is always what you're doing. Part of this article is basically just about, I would say, conditioning as well. You can condition someone to do something after years of making them do it. So when someone puts a mask on, sometimes it may come to the point where they don't even want to take it off, because if they do, then they feel something's out of place, something is wrong. That's the capabilities of the human brain. That is things that you can do to mess someone up. It's like from that movie, A Clockwork Orange, when they have the guy's eyelids like wide open, and they're flushing with all this induced violence, and they're conditioning his brain in a way that makes him totally change. That's what technically society is doing to some. Not all. Some, though, I would say, have been sort of conditioned to wear this shield, right? You're protecting yourself from nature. What must be realized is that nature always wins. Nature will always find a way to come at you from every different area. Now, the only thing you can really do is be prepared for nature and kind of deal with it, because nature just is. It's like the weather. It's just going to happen. No matter what, you cannot control if it rains, but you can control if you bring an umbrella with you.
And I'm going to backtrack just a second. When we are saying, worry about yourself, and you think that we're trying to shame or talk about in a negative way about the people who want to wear the mask because of social anxiety reasons, no, we want to bring it to light, because we want to help these people be better. We want to help these people get out of this social anxiety bubble where they want to feel, very contracted. We want to help them come out of that bubble. We want to help them become a better person and relieve themselves of this anxieties and all these different things. They don't need to be wearing the mask. All they got to do is learn how to be sociable with other people and be able to not have, heart palpitations when they're standing next to a person. There's ways to do that. There's people who have a lot of, medical degrees that can help with people that do that. Because I know with the rise of technology, it's been insane with the amount of people who've gotten a lot of anxieties and a lot of mental health issues, but it can be fixed and can be reverted back to our normal state, like a lot of us are in a normal state, where we won't have all these different types of issues and anxieties. And all we want to do is we want to bring it to light to help those people that are in that specific situation. You could take the mask off if you really feel that you want to use it as a shield. You want to feel comfortable. You don't want to be comfortable. We always talk about not being, you want to be uncomfortable at all times because it progresses you. Don't wear the mask because that you want to be concealed. Take it off. Let people see you. It's going to be a lot easier and better for you by doing something like that.
I also think nature is naturally risky. You risk yourself every day. If you walk out of your home, there's a possibility somewhere, somehow, 0.000001, that a drunk driver is going to come and hit you. Like, as soon as you walk out from your house, life is inevitable. Things are going to happen no matter what you do, no matter what precaution you take. So with that in mind, you need to make sure whatever decision you do, make sure you could say it's for the best of you. But just always ask, why are you doing what you're doing? It's like what I was saying before. Sometimes I just see people walking around, once again, with the mask not even on correctly. So once again, if it's not on correctly, why are you wearing it? Are you doing to please those around you, to make them feel safe, which is what some do? And they've told me that they do that, so I know that's true. Or are you doing it because the people you work for are making you comply with this? Could be the same thing for the shot mandates that are coming. They're going to come. Or at least they're going to try.
Yeah.
You really need to decide what you want to do. If you are in an environment that is not healthy to your mental health, you need to escape from that environment and go somewhere else that's more beneficial for you and make a better life. You need to be careful about how you get conditioned and how you think. Especially though some of those around you may try to get you to think the way they do. And sometimes that may be wrong, because everyone needs to have a certain opinion and they need to live the life the way they want. Can't do that if you're living in someone else's mind. You need to live in your own mind.
If you guys want to read this article, I'm going to have the link for it in the description. Go down there, definitely go check it out. With that said, we're going to end this video right here, guys, so definitely leave a comment below and let's have a conversation about this topic. I'd love to, be talking to you guys about this situation. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can stay up to date with all of our videos. Hit that like button if I haven't said that already. Make sure for the algorithm is great. And share this video around, and we will see you guys in the next video.